Hi, Darren Hall here from bet72.com again. A bit like buses these, we just produced one video and we're straight as we're in the recording mode. Then I thought I'd just get another quick one in, just to balance out a little bit of what I was talking about before in the previous video. If you watched that one, that was all about deciding if it was value to get involved with refund offers or an example refund offer, and that was very much from an angle of looking perhaps to trade with the offer in play, or to take a view that perhaps that event will actually occur and we want to be actually involved with that particular offer. But of course there are situations, or certainly what a lot of people want to do, is just to actually lock their money in regardless of whether a particular outcome happens or not. You actually want to know that you're going to make some guaranteed profit before the actual match even kicks off. So we're going to go back into Arsenal-Barcelona, just look at another one of these particular offers and just show you how you could actually potentially lock in some money. And then based on that, again, the amount that you can actually lock in will also dictate how you actually play the offer. Because it may well be, if you're only locking in a very small amount, the actual value on offer for perhaps taking that in play or trading with it, or the value of the insurance, far outweighs what you can lock in before the kickoff. Now that's obviously a personal call, because some people are quite happy to lock in, a couple of pounds before the game for a couple of minutes clicking, and that's it, job done. They can just forget about it, watch the game, knowing that they've locked a few offers in, and that's not a problem. But likewise, if you look at it and think, well, there's not very much there, but if I took it in play or I was trading with it, the insurance value is worth far more to me. So again, this is just all sort of tools that you have in your box in order to allow you to make those decisions and decide what you want to do with those particular free bets. And sometimes it is just as well just to lock it in and be done with it. Other times you may get more value for being able to try and leverage some of that profit or some of the positions that you've got by perhaps taking them in play if you're actually looking or interested in trading with them. So I'm just going to show you a very quick example here. We've got another site here, BetStars, where well, this is the sports arm of PokerStars. You obviously be familiar with those, particularly if you're a online poker player. You will have heard of them, but they've now previously they did just have the sports area just under the poker and casino site, whereas now it's still within it, but they've actually just rebranded it and called it BetStars. So that's all it is if you actually come across it. So it's all within the same site anyway. But they have a number of promotions, but the one we're particularly interested in, again, Champions League night tonight. So we're looking at this, and basically it's place a pre-match bet on first goal scorer, last goal scorer, correct score, half-time, full-time, match result, and both teams to score market. On any Champions League fixture, if your match ends a draw, we refund up to £25. So quite similar to the one, again, if you watch the previous video that we did with the Vernon's offer, that was obviously on a score draw. This is just a draw anyway, so this will actually include the 0-0 as well if that happens to occur. So we're just going to look at this and see, because of that, then 0-0 is included, so potentially we can cover all the options by laying off the draw if we actually find a particular market where we can we know that there's going to be a loss, and then if it is a draw, we're going to get a refund. So it's sort of a bit of a reverse type logic. You just need to think the logic through, because obviously what you don't want to do is, in example, if we were picking a correct score, we don't want to back and lay a score which is a draw, because then our bet's not going to lose, so we're never going to get a refund even if it is a draw, if you see what I mean. So you just got to reverse engineer the logic a little bit, just to make sure you're not uncovering yourselves for something you're trying to cover, if you see what I mean. But anyway, if we go into the markets here, and again, very quick, we're just going to go through here. I've sort of emptied this by taking a look at it, but we're going to use the same example that we used in the previous video, which is the half-time, full-time market. So there again, we're interested in this Barcelona first half, Barcelona second half at 2.88. We switch across onto Betfair, and we go into the half-time, full-time market. We can see here little bit more money now going on 3, so we may well be looking at 305. Particularly if we wanted to get the bets on now, we'd be looking to lay at 305, but it doesn't really make a tremendous amount of difference here. So we're interested in looking at this, and we're just going to see exactly how much we can actually lock in on those bases, because basically what we're saying is if we place the bet with a bookmaker on Barcelona, and we obviously lay it off there, then if the game does finish a draw, then by definition it can't be a draw and that outcome actually happened, because there's not a draw within that outcome. So we are going to qualify for a refund. So what we need to know is how much of that can we potentially retain, or how much of that value is going to be within that particular offer. So we can use one of the spreadsheets which we have available on Bet72. It's one of the refund spreadsheets which we've actually got here, and literally all we do is we just feed the figures in and we just see what the actual value is within the actual offer itself. So we've got there the back stake, which in their instance is 25. It's not 50, the generous sort of 50 that Vernon's are offering. So we've got our back odds of 288. Our lay odds are going to be 3.05. We'll just do that to sort of look at the worst case scenario. The maximum refund we're going to get is obviously 25. And again, we're going to err on the side of caution here. I mean, I just use 80% as an arbitrary figure. I mean, a lot of the time you can get higher than that, but 80 seems to be round about the, particularly using the odds matcher software as well. You can go in there and pick much higher options off than that, but 80 just gives you a sort of a very good conservative example of what it's going to be. And so that's our qualifying bet down this side. So basically we would be laying off £24 at odds of 305. Again, assuming the 5% commission is 49.20 liability there. So we're effectively getting involved with this offer for just around about a £1 sort of loss there. But obviously what we need to do is factor in, because we want to lock in some profit before the game begins. So if we go across here, and we can see actually the draw has just moved in. The previous video we were on 4 and 4.1, so it's just nudged in a tick. So that's obviously works in our favour, because we can lay it off at slightly less. So if we put in our lay odds there on the draw as being 4, then what we'll see here is that the spreadsheet will go through and calculate the different scenarios. And if we were looking effectively here to equalise the profit across the two, then we would put in a lay stake of 506, which we can do down here just so it highlights it. That basically gives us a profit of £2.62, regardless totally of the outcome of the game, by virtue of the fact that if it is a draw, we're going to get a refund. We're going to get a refund of £25 from the bookmaker, and then we just wager that over, and we're going to cash it out for £20. So basically, that's what it's saying. It's taking the difference between our qualifying bet and then what we can cash out the free bet actually for. You can see here there's weightings otherwise, and this is the advantage of the refund spreadsheet in the sense that we can just play around with these figures now, and we can decide if we weight it. If we really think that it is going to be a draw, in effect, then we can do we can lay less. So we could lay 232 in that instance, and if it is a draw, then overall the net effect is going to be £10.84 profit. If it's not a draw, then it's 0. So it's a risk-free shot at the draw, and it's for nearly £11 profit there. Which again, if we flip that round to actually just trying to lock in on the draw in the normal markets, the draw is trading around about 4 or just under 4 at the moment. So you can see there's a little bit of value in there. Of course, the real value, again, like we say, may well lie in the fact that we just cover this in a sense of we back and lay, back at 25, we lay for 24, and then we take that in play. We know our worst case scenario of what we're going to actually lose there. So if we didn't actually lay anything here, then it's costing us £2.20. But again, that's bought us £25 of free money, or £25 available on the draw, which we can take in play and we can leverage as part of our in-play trading, or we just may let it go. The match gets to half time, it's a draw. Obviously the price of the draw has come down, so we could then go back into our spreadsheet at that point, and the draw has now come in to say 2.5, if that's a target figure we're looking for, and we can now lock in £5.56 as opposed to the 2.62 that we had before. So again, we can use this spreadsheet in play as well to see what our positions are, see when we can actually lock in on the particular offer that's there as well. So it's not just necessarily about trading. We might just sit in there if we're in a risk-free position or a very low-risk situation there for £2.20 to be involved with it. Then we can take that in. But like I say, that's going to, that's another one I'll probably look at tonight, because that will give me more leverage and more cover actually on the draw. We can see how the game unfolds and we can make our moves accordingly, knowing that, armed with this offer, where we've got £25 free bet coming back, and we've got the Vernon's offer, so straight away we've got £75 there of free bets, which is highlighted on the actual draw, and that can then dictate how we make our moves in play and the trading decisions that we actually make. But I just wanted to show you that, because like I say, that's an example there of how we could go about locking some profit in before the game. It's not necessarily all about taking it in play, but again, it's just about finding out the value, and is there any value in the particular offers based on what the offer is, what the conditions of the offer are, and what the prices are that are available. So hope that's useful again, and like I say, any questions, any videos you want making whatsoever, info@bet72.com, and we will do the best to accommodate everyone. Okay, I'll speak to you again soon. Cheers, bye bye.